ball.
I mean, we keeping a buck right now, we ass.
Happy to be everybody associated with the Jaguars.
To win games, you have to win the game.
Gotta go on forever!
This video and all of its sportsballness is sponsored by Raycon. You know what they say about birthdays. Celebrations are incoming. Raycon's another year older, but they're choosing to reward you. They're taking 20% off their bone conduction headphones. The first time I put them on, I figured they were a lot like earbuds, but it's nowhere near the case. It's an incredibly unique experience in sound. They use off-ear audio, sending sounds through the vibrations in your bones. I'll admit it takes a bit to get used to, but with these bad boys you get premium sound while being in tune with the world around you. It's perfect for life on the run, or even just to chill around the house doing whatever. Whenever I want this experience, I'm reaching right for this and enjoying life. These boys are built for all-day use. 13 hours of battery life, waterproof and dustproof, plus a no-bud fit that doesn't slip. Raycons always offer premium performance at roughly half the price of the big boys. All the power for less of a punch to the wallet. Plus they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/U3BC to get 20% off the bone conduction headphones. The holidays are coming up, you know. These Raycons could make the perfect gift for someone you love. Or you can simply get them while watching this video. The Icy Hot Bowl. We are so back. Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco dueling in the second matchup of QBs over 40 in NFL history. And of course it's TNF, so you know the freaky shit's happening. We're doing the time warp, baby. The Mayan calendar stops at 2012, and that vintage is how these men under center will play. A very fun game for those on the outside looking in. Is it a last gasp? Don't you dare fucking say that. We'll watch these old men sling with ease. Neck and neck for long periods, but then... Joe Flacco. He was the elite X Factor today. My God, Joe lives rent-free in Pittsburgh with performances like these. Maybe that's why Tomlin was ripping the Browns for trading Joe. Because he knows his defense is useless against inside slants and out routes to Jamar. Flacco pretty much chooses one man and goes to town. Jalen Ramsey suffered third-degree burns on nearly every play. He was that bad. The team that averaged just over 55 yards of rushing a game put up 142 on the day. Over 470 yards of offense total. Did I mention that Flacco's only been here for 10 days and they don't have Trey Hendrickson? Pathetic. Just pathetic on all fronts. Yet the offense is somehow rightfully exposing Cincy's flaws on defense. Aaron to move to take the lead. Surely the steel curtain won't wilt and give up the same damn things they've been surrendering all game long, right? They did. The most expensive defense in football turned into a glorified paperweight as Cincy swipes away the win in the night. Chance to all but run away with the AFC North loss as the Bengals season might have literally been saved in real time. Mike Tomlin's 3-16 on Thursday night games. Will Flacco 3-16 says Joe just whooped your ass. Maybe that's what I get for laughing at the desperation heave. Time for me to go down with the ship. Tradition. Jacksonville playing a match in their second home overseas. In honor of this unwanted pastime, the Jaguars lived up to that stereotype by fucking up nearly every single thing you could think of. We had hoped for them after bullshitting to a win against the Chiefs. It fits right into their character arc, so you're getting ill-timed failure at every opportunity. You like this big punt return for a touchdown? How about a back-breaking penalty to undo it? You have a chance at a field goal? Shank the shit out of the kick. A comedy of infuriating errors. Bad penalties, underthrown passes, overthrown passes, brutal drops, T-Law sacked in the bad field, more overthrown passes followed by more drops. And a few more sacks. 7 total. And 4 turnovers on downs. If I was invading a nation, I want to face the Jags offense. They'd drop everything on first sighting us. By us, I mean the Rams. They're just sitting there thinking, this is a football team? Of course LA's going to enjoy an easy win in such conditions. Matthew Stafford barely had to lift a finger and he'll drop 5 touchdowns like it's nothing. Devontae, have yourself a day. While Jacksonville gets 2 penalties against the same player accepted on the same play. I don't know what to think of the Rams. A damn fine team, but this said a lot more about Duval. LA needs that statement win. But where can they get it? Tank Bulls are even better when the gods bless them with extreme elements. They were talking about a biblical epic earlier in the week. It wasn't that severe, but it was pretty miserable with strong winds. In In these conditions, it honestly favored the Browns. Yet by this much? I knew the Dolphins were unbelievable shit, but even I didn't know they were lower than Cleveland. Think about that. Fucking Cleveland! The team that hadn't scored more than 17 points in a game all season. The team running a middle school offense with a GV quarterback salty at how well Flacco played on Thursday. Miami got gashed to bits by that! Quinshon Judkins had his breakout with most of his yards coming in one big run. He had 38 yards on 24 fucking carries otherwise. This is yet another pathetic performance from a team circling the drain. You can't defend Tua for this garbage anymore. Dude's so much ass, he's prime Shakira. Maximizing explosiveness and incredible throwing prowess to the other team. Once again, $52 million quarterback and he can't throw a football anymore. This may as well have been the end. He got pulled by a dead man walking for Quinn Ewers. And he did better than Tua. Cleveland finally gets some damn life, but Miami's straight up festering in real time. If I'm Mike McDaniel, I'll be getting fitted for concrete shoes. He'll be swimming in the Cuyahoga before the team plane leaves. Some things are constant in life. The Raiders bowing down to the might of the Chiefs at Arrowhead is one of those proud staples. She-Rice is back and he's speeding past defenders to the end zone. The full complement of receivers and skill players, Mahomes can truly shine. To be fair, it's the Raiders and they're a soulless husk of a franchise, but you take what you get. And what do the corporate Raiders get? An injury to Max Crosby. And a flaccid offense featuring Geno Smith writing his own hate mail. I've heard of abysmal offensive days, but 95 total yards, 3 first downs, a goose egg on 3rd and 4th down, 3.2 yards per play? I know Spagnuolo spins a good yarn on defense, but you have to legitimately try to be that horrible. Casey's game plan was begging Geno to throw, and he still fucked it up. The Chiefs had nearly as many yards as their opponent on their first goddamn drive. There's domination, and then there's shaming your opponent into never showing his face around here again. Kansas City may be back. Tremble in fear. The rest of the AFC West is stumbling. It really had to be like this, huh? As easy as this looks, Carolina's facing a huge test. This is usually the type of contest where they fuck around for too long and lose all momentum moving forward. In this game, I guess it worked? It was ugly as shit. 1,000 ACL and Achilles tears pieced together to form something resembling a football game. Lol Jets abridged. Take every negative stereotype about MetLife and make it into a franchise. Announcing crews speaking out of walkie-talkies are very fitting for these cretins. Justin Fields, the glorified running back who won't throw the damn football, was predictably terrible yet again. The dude simply can't play the position. It's year 5. How the fuck does he still have fanboys? He's making the same fuck-ups he did in college. Even Aaron Glenn can't imitate Johnny Cochran defending this slug anymore. He's calling for Tyrod Taylor. When you're getting benched for Tyrod in 2025, it's more than over. You may as well start planning life after football. Taylor didn't do much better. A rock-bottom New York season somehow regressing in real time. All the way down to the Sauce Gardner concussion. I wouldn't even say this is praise for Carolina, but I guess they pulled away in the end despite incredibly flawed play. Was with Bryce Young, and he's hurt now. Of course that happens when he starts to get even a shred of momentum. Oh, dust off the red rifle and let him fire it well. Carolina's over 500 again, albeit with some easy opponents, but it's still progress. They'll take it. Could we please stop trying to make Justin Fields into a thing? He doesn't have it. He never had it. As I said before, Justin Herbert's not the social media quarterback. Fields is. He's got like 2 good plays a year that people ogle about, yet everyone ignores the other 98% of his play. He legitimately will not throw the football. The Jets' offense is a disaster, but Fields might be problem number 1 with it. He had 1 good game against the Steelers, and it's been a slow-motion car crash ever since. Emperor Woody has turned his thumb down on Justin. And when that clown's throwing you under the bus in public, things must change. Fields has been officially replaced by Tyrod Taylor, a 36-year-old mobile QB. It's over. Let's not pretend there's any hope of a return to glory. Just let the few Fields fanboys remaining imitate Hiro Onada and pretend a war's still going on. At least until Tyrod suffers freak injury. Or Aaron Glenn can fancy himself as football's version of Kasparov. Ooh, he's starting this week, Cincinnati. The quarterback who won't throw a football or the quarterback who can barely throw a football. We're all shaking in our boots. Good news, Chicago. Last week's gutsy winners rewarded you with a glorified bye week. You're playing New Orleans. What you see with them is what you get. And it's a metric ton of shit. Spencer Rattler evaded the hounds of hell from defenses everywhere this year. It finally ended today. The Bears D roared like they went back to 1985, forcing endless mistakes and turnovers to carry the Windy City to a dub in stereotypical conditions. Who needs Caleb to have a strong day when you have this rushing attack and this relentless defensive curtain? 222 yards on the ground? Game over. After a perilous start, Ben Johnson has these men dialed in. 4 victories in a row. It's weird to see Chicago have hope. It's like one of those fables you hear about as a kid. Oh, Goldilocks ate everyone's porridge? Well, these Bears are ripping out around trails. Monsters of the Midway indeed. At least for 1 week. Tennessee's experiencing deja vu. Their former head coach returning to Nashville to teabag them in front of a national audience. Everyone will just ignore there were legitimate reasons why Vrabel got fired, but I was hoping that Brian Callahan was still employed. My crushing that hack would have simply been icing on the cake. Oh well, we'll just settle for Drake May dissecting the remains of what is supposed to be an NFL team. The Titans are just counting the days until the offseason. May's counting the completions he throws. A near immaculate game. How good was he? He broke the all-time completion percentage record for the Pats. He one-upped Tom Brady. With this alone, you know New England's cruising to a win. Meanwhile, for the Titans, same old shit. They even had another botched drive before half. So you have all 3 timeouts, 49 seconds at your own 35, and turtle like a bitch? Oh, the interim head coach is Mike McCoy. Glad to see he's learned absolutely nothing over the years. It's gallows humor at this point. Even when they pretend to try, Tennessee does nothing but fuck up the basics. New England took out the Adirondack chairs and relaxed all second half. They roasted marshmallows over the Titans burning themselves. There are so many trash teams in this league. I'm so happy to see it. If you're the misfortune of watching this matchup on television or in person, I can feel your frustration. Regardless of which franchise you hold allegiance to, the only execution I'm rooting for is one where people are taken out back and shot. Carson Wentz in 2025. Which you seriously expect. His first half was a comedy reel disguised as football. A tribute to those old Follies films in the 1970s with arm punts and pick sixes aplenty. I wonder why KOC doesn't want to make a decision at QB until McCarthy comes back. Simply praying that JJ does something good. Yet for all of Minnesota's misery and woe, it doesn't hold a candle to whatever the fuck Philly's offense is. I've been blabbering about it for weeks, yet nothing changes. A strong first drive followed by endless dog shit. 27 yards on 4 drives before half? With all of that talent? Seriously, what the hell is Kevin Patullo running, MS-DOS? It makes sense for how unnecessarily laggard everything is. What they should do, he does the exact opposite. The most amazing thing. Be thanking your lucky stars that the Vikings are too hobbled and too inferior to take full advantage of the chaos. Carson Wentz had his best performance for the Eagles in years. To compliment him, Jalen Hurts fucking carried like he was Atlas. If not for those two, this gets a lot uglier in Philly. Ineptitude in coaching and play calling bailed out by high-end talent. Jalen was near perfection and they still barely won. Seriously, the Eagles should be so much better than this, but they're held back by clowns. Yet this one will keep Patullo in a job because he's buddies with Sirianni. If Big Dom can arrange an accident, I think all of Philly would appreciate it. Indianapolis has been asking if their team's legitimate. I know, it's crazy to believe, but let's tickle their fancy for a bit. Here's a handy checklist to see if your team is a wagon. Do you have a once maligned quarterback who's risen from the ashes to become a borderline MVP candidate? Do you have a workhorse running back who's turned into the best in the league by a country mile? Do you have a stout offensive line and receivers reliably catching balls? Do you have a defense that crushes all opposition they face? If you've answered yes to these questions with authority and conviction, then congratulations! Your team is indeed a wagon. Really? The Colts? If you were to tell me this 2 months ago, I'd have laughed so hard in your face that I would have blacked out from the pain. How much were AR5 and Gus Bradley holding this team back? The asses of Steichen and Ballard are being saved in real time, siphoning health points from the Chargers to survive. I'm not joking about that. Liquid Alazen just cursed. They're dropping like flies. They're down to their 7th string offensive tackle. Their entire defense is wrecked. It's so dire the likes of Bobby Hart and Ben Saint-Just are starting. I don't know how Herbert isn't hurt yet, but he's getting fucking shelled and there's nothing they can do about it. Indianapolis beat them to a pulp. There's always something with the Bolts, man. Every goddamn year. A sight for sore eyes. The CD player's been fixed. Although they really need a defense, it's still a good thing for them. Welcome to the Dak Show. It's a dazzling spectacle where bombing raids are conducted with haste. The only thing the commies face is a firing squad, usually with deep passes incinerating their second. Perfect. I can't emphasize enough how well Prescott's been playing. He's honestly one of my frontrunners for MVP. He's that potent. And if I'm saying this about a Cowboy, you know it's not lightly. And yes, it's totally lovely to see George Pickens play consistently and not crash out every second game. Yeah, not bitter about it at all. Even Javonte Williams and the rushing attack are barreling over the commie defense. An utter rout with Jerry out here celebrating a glorious victory indeed. Washington's in panic mode, getting obliterated by a hated rival with an extremely aged roster and no receivers to catch the damn ball. They're now throwing passes to Chris Moore and Robbie fucking Chosen. It's bad, man. And things are getting a hell of a lot worse.
The baseball is loose. Cowboys recover.
What you're now hearing is the entire DC Metro falling into sudden despair. Jaden Daniels potentially recreating the RG3 arc with a leg injury. If he's out long-term and hamstrings are finicky as hell, it's worst-case scenario. Those naysayers that were predicting regression are gonna be more than vindicated. Dallas lording over their former property. And probably current property. Commies, you better get it together quick. Can they even do so without Daniels? It's very fitting that the Packers are dealing with jet lag, because they're certainly playing like it on the field. Over 5 hours stuck on the tarmac, and it shows. Another game of Jacoby Brissett means another day of fighting to the death. Green Bay's done a tremendous job of playing down the competition as of late. Or is that just Arizona trying to avenge the great choke of DeMarcado? It's a very sluggish game for the Cheeseheads. Very damning for them and their ambitions, if we're being honest. The Cardinals are the better team. They've controlled possession for long stretches. Brissett's been solid for the most part. Arizona has the lead and is keeping it in their grasp. Although there are some problems. Are you ever gonna throw more to MHJ? Is this a Jacoby thing or more Petzing hackery? And are they ever gonna stop Micah Parsons? The Packers may get uncomfortably close, but this is more damning for them than Arizona. Cards have nothing to lose deep in the fourth quarter. Yet they know the stakes. They're going for it on 4th and 1. In their own territory?
It's Brissett on the sneak.
He does not get
He
it.
will not get there.
He did not get it.
Well, fuck. But it's a mere setback. All they have to do is hold them off, and they blow it again. It's honestly amazing. A team that exists merely to be enhancement talent. They're the AI and big rigs over the road racing. Just stopping before the damn finish line so they don't have to program a losing screen. 13 points. That's how much they've lost by in all 5 of their defeats combined. I don't even know what you say at this point. Green Bay was the epitome of beatable, as they've usually been over the last month, but Arizona's been defanged and lied down to die. Broken by the elements of fate itself. 5 straight failures with a year spiraling out of control. We all know what they have to do. It's been set in stone since the Tennessee choke. We're waiting. Legends being honored in hallowed ground. Demaryius Thomas inducted into the Broncos Ring of Fame for years of impeccable service. In honor of this bittersweet occasion, Denver did fuck all in the first 3 quarters against the Giants. I know the Broncos are reeking of fraudulence, but good God! Is New York really this good? The exciting Whites haven't just given them life, they made them into a legit playoff contender. New York's made some errors, but Denver's offense is being suffocated. Bo Nix is useless. Sean Payton's on the verge of being hung. The fans watching only gaze in horror. A comfortable 3-score lead pitching a shutout to start the 4th quarter. Surely the Giants will finish off these fools and cruise to an easy win. I said, surely the Giants will finish. Are you fucking kidding me? Can you not turtle into this dogshit Shane Bowen defense for once in your goddamn lives? Great, you're making Mo picks into 4th quarter Tebow with these heroics because you've chosen to play not to lose. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. As long as Jackson Dart doesn't turn into a rookie at the worst possible time.
5, they come up the middle, heavy pressure in the intercepted. It's picked off by Sternad.
Yeah, this lead's getting long. I don't even have to go further than this, and we already know the result. The G-Men had a 99.8% chance of winning at one point. I don't care if they end up winning the game. Even allowing this to become a game should get everyone involved fired. Yet, there's somehow still a chance for New York late. Yeah, I know, crazy to think, but who seriously expects them to do anything? Jackson Dart's glitching out into hero mode and suddenly chucking the ball to receivers at random. And it worked? Seriously, how the fuck did this foolishness succeed? The ref ball was insanely heinous. This is not roughing the passer. This is not defensive pass interference. It's like the refs got word from the NFL to nudge this game closer like a 30-point comeback and subsequent choke of ages isn't insane enough. We need more bullshit to take place. Darth Vader secures the touchdown and the lead. Again. Jesus fuck, the Giants are gonna... Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Jude McCaffrey! Jail! Lock him in the stocks and chuck the key in the sewer. You, sir, are an insult to the Irish. All of New York's now ready to emulate Cromwell with your incompetence. Oh, we know Denver's gonna win now. It's Shane Bowen and he's a fucking hack. Seriously, dropping 8? You deserve to lose with that chicken shit. Oh, don't lie. Go right on ahead, Broncos. Send us the fuck home.
39-yard field goal for the win. He got it. Denver has won.
This is without a doubt the most spectacular collapse I've seen in 2 weeks. Can anyone play fucking football for 60 goddamn minutes anymore? Seriously, Denver shouldn't have been close to winning this game, yet putting up 33 points in 1 quarter. 30 goddamn 3! Good news, G-Man, it's now the 3rd week in a row where I get to rant and rave about a needless joke for the ages. You are absolutely fucking useless. Start chopping off heads. Make that axe so dull you'll have to force 5 lunges through to finish the job. Then resharpen it and keep killing cronies. Rip and fucking tear until it is done. This coaching staff had their chance to keep their jobs and they shit their fucking pants. If the next words that come out of Shane fucking Bowen's mouth aren't please pull up to the second window, there's no justice in this world. In fact, I wouldn't trust him there either. He'd fuck up and drop 8 orders of fries when no one can fucking cover. Well done, Brian Dable. Ozempic didn't just make you lose weight, it made you lose your coaching acumen. What the fuck happened, man? Where's your pride? Your ego got bruised by Wink a few years ago and now you're paying the goddamn price. This is so fitting for this garbage franchise. A team that fluked to a few Super Bowls 15, 20 years ago and pretend that the city upon a fucking hill as a result. The Dable and Shane era abridged. Dunning-Kruger in ways that even the average schmuck from Yonkers know they're idiots. Yet the Giants are so far up their own ass that they trust kicking duties to the NFL equivalent of an affirmative action hire that lost his job at Rutgers. Rutgers! Fire them all into the Rockies, especially that patty that can't even kick rocks. And doubly so for John Mara. He's such a worthless fuck every New Yorker should be taunting him on the streets every time they see him in public. He shouldn't know peace even when he sleeps in his bed of self-importance. Chuck medium sodas at him and call them free. This failure is mostly on him. And he sets the NFL back years with his sneering and petulance. Now the Broncos get to pretend they're good when George Santos is calling them fraudulent. Well done, you beating nothing but cupcake teams and self-destructing franchises. The bullshit and Deus Ex Machina is so real you can taste it. It is week 16. The Niners are down to their 4th string QB, 7th string tight end, wideouts off the street, O-linemen made up of former sumo wrestlers, and a defense consisting of beer league players, some fans from the stands, a few pylons, and sentient AI. San Francisco is somehow 10-5. Shanahan and Salah are out here using sorcery to will this corpse to win. Apparently they spent all their mana points on keeping CMC healthy. It's honestly all they need. McCaffrey's nigh unstoppable, even in the face of a strong Falcon defense. Over 200 all-purpose yards. Playing Superman, saving the day, leaping from tall buildings in a single bound. Shit, he's probably playing defense as well. Atlanta's talent, with all the momentum after crushing Buffalo and Washington, quashed. Penix could do nothing. Bijan could do nothing. The Falcons stereotypically crumbled and fall to the sword. It's been 2 months and I still don't know what the hell Atlanta is. It's strange. And seriously, how the hell are the Niners doing this? Everyone's dying. Okay, that's a lie. They did get George Kittle back. Even if he's visibly limited. The more I think about it, the more insane it gets. We'll see in December when the Niners are trotting out Juwan Bentley and James Bradbury and somehow still winning. A premium contest featuring 2 of the best in the NFC. On the surface, it's a lot more complicated than it showed in the results. The Buccaneers have had impressive performances skirting the line between triumph and disaster. That facade broke through in Detroit. The Motor City, under the running power of Jahmyr Gibbs, left their so-called adversary in the dust. You can't even blame the gobs of injuries if you're Tampa Bay. The Lions are without their entire Week 1 secondary. I didn't even know Arthur Millette was still in the league, but you wouldn't have known that with how they shut down Baker and company. A relentless defensive assault and near-complete showing. I say that because Jared Goff wasn't anywhere near peak form, but he certainly didn't need to be with this squashing. The Bucs can only go to the corner and lick their wounds in painful defeat. And I hate to say it, but that's not the only wound you need to tend to. Those also include Mike Evans. His broken collarbone signifies the greatest tragedy of them all. His 1,000 receiving yard season streak is over. Unless he just goes God mode if he comes back. The final Monday night doubleheader of the season. Not many people are going to be upset about that. The world needs much less Houston on primetime by any means necessary. Watching the Texans for 5 minutes gives us one sound conclusion. People need to be arrested for first-degree murder of a franchise. I don't know if Nick Caserio even deserves a trial for the shit he pulled in the offseason. A garbage offensive line and all you do is move deck chairs around. CJ Stroud is dying on the field. There's no rushing attack to speak of, and for what? To imitate the Patriots and fail like everyone else? To bring in more New England cronies? Jack Easterby didn't die, he merely mutated into a different form. And this is with the Seahawks leaving gifts everywhere. They did so much fucking around it was ridiculous. What should have been an absolute blowout became punching their fans in the dick like the Mariners did. In the second half, Houston had about a gazillion opportunities to take the win. Yet everything's so insanely shit that you'd believe the offense was paid to take a dive. Nick Caley's out here somehow making Bobby Slowick look like Mike Martz. Houston's defense should be allowed to beat people with clubs in the locker room for this insulting display. Seattle reluctantly wins, but it would have taken a Herculean effort to lose this game. There aren't many teams that can fail enough to do so. Congratulations on 5-2, I guess. Now beat it.
Bring out Jadine! Bring out Jadine! Bring out Jadine!
Unit lost.
Bring out Jadine!
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Thanks very much, Nigel. See you on Thursday. Right.
What's your confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Well, it looks like he's turning around parts of it. You know, it's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we've got. You know, I mean, he has the ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league.